Pop metal.
All right, welcome back. It's Hop's Mail Show. It's Hop.
Mike.
String. Love. We swapped. I feel odd. I feel out of place.
All right, you got it on both sides of
You need
it.
to lean in a little
Yeah,
bit.
there's
so people can see
hate.
you.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, so I know the people that's been with us for a while. We used to do this thing. It was just us three and myself. We'd just do like a this or that. And I got the idea yesterday. Nothing like being last minute. Throw it out there.
Yeah, 'cause we found out about it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's
I
like,
posted
y'all wanna
on
know?
Facebook. I was telling them, crickets. You couldn't have heard. I didn't hear nothing. I think Devin Ross said she gave me a thumbs up, and John Doyle gave me a thumbs up. And that was it. And I was like, well, let's just take this one step further. So I took a picture of the questions and sent it to 17 of my friends. And can y'all believe I got 17 friends?
Yeah.
That's
And that's
amazing.
13. That's 13 that are not here.
Yeah.
So pretty
40,
much.
yeah. Broadway math, man. Broadway math, baby.
Pretty much, we got, I think I counted up, we had 16
Plus he's got a
people.
friend in his pocket.
Yeah, well,
16 people that replied to this. And,
16 out of 17, that's pretty good.
well, and Mike just come on down.
You
Yeah.
said,
You said,
"Hell
hell,
with
I'm
that,
just
I'm
gonna
coming
go down."
down. I want in on
Yeah,
this.
that was it was totally last minute.
that's the
So-
joys of being retired.
Yeah, the boys, absolutely.
Yeah, because he makes ice cream now, and
That's
that's
right.
just a morning thing. So,
You can go to Klein's and get some.
look at, are you getting any money from clients?
They can sponsor. I don't know if we're sponsored. I don't know if we're sponsored by them.
There's
No
sponsorship.
sponsorship. Hey, maybe
we,
you
hey,
can
we, need,
sponsor.
we need a sponsor.
Yeah, Hop
so
Metal
there we
Show
go. We can-
Festival.
Everybody
You
likes
can-
ice cream.
Clients can sponsor that.
I'll see what I can do.
Till you pull some strings.
Yeah.
All right, so back to this or that. Basically, what it is I went through and picked up 10 questions, and we're gonna do survey says, and I'm gonna see what everybody's
See
this
if
or
we
that.
got the popular vote.
Yeah,
Okay.
and well, I told String today. I didn't tell him what the question was. I told him the first one was gonna be a sweep, but no.
No.
Last minute, somebody come in.
Somebody threw one under the rug.
Yeah, it wasn't sweet. It's surprising. But all right. So first question, survey says Slash or Axl Rose.
They just want to start it down the line.
Yeah.
Me, I'll go Slash.
Slash.
All right. And I said
All right,
Slash.
who said Axl Rose?
Devin Ross said, and she even put no brainer.
Hey,
Axl Rose. And that's that's what makes
there's no wrong answers.
there's
here.
what makes music. Yeah, there's
no
no.
wrong answers.
But Slash got an awful lot of love. I will say that. So this
We've seen their highs and we've seen their lows.
So if everybody picked Slash, it was Austin, Joseph, Mike Durr, Tracy Robinson, Andy Stilter, Tony Gamble, John Dyson, Ray Farley, Jerry Lambert, Shauna, Stephen Utzler, Derek Tyree, and Robert Ford. And we got to get hooked up with Fred somehow. See, Fred's not on Facebook no more. And Fred should be involved in this because he's a big part of this show. He was one of the pioneers of this show. So when you see us, Fred, you need to give me some
Give us a
email
holla.
or somehow to get in touch with him.
Holla. All right, number 2.
All right, number 2. Survey says Ozzy or Black Sabbath.
Black Sabbath.
Ozzy.
All right, I'm going for Ozzy. All right, so Ozzy got Austin, Joseph, Tracy Robinson, Heather, Andy Stiltner, Tony Gamble, John Dyson, Ray Farley, Jerry Lambert, Shauna, Derek Tyree, Robert Ford. Black Sabbath got Mike Durr, Stephen Utzler, Devin Ross, and John Page.
So 3 out of, you said 17 people replied on all this?
Yeah, I think it was 7.
Or 16?
16.
You said 16 because one person didn't reply.
Look at making count.
15, 16.
So we had 16, so 3 out of 16 went Black Sabbath and the rest 13.
With Ozzy.
Okay.
And like Stephen has said, Black Sabbath was a big part of I guess.
Well, that's a big part of a lot of people.
Yeah, that's a big part of metal.
Not that they're bad, not saying they're bad.
Yeah.
No. It's just you're
If I had to
picking-
pick which one I'm going to listen to, I'm going to go for Ozzy.
Now, why'd you go with Sabbath?
Because they were the ones that changed everything for me. You know, down in Klein's basement at 13, Iron Man, hit rewind, played again. Like, that changed everything. Yeah, and I mean, they were the father, I mean, you know, of metal to what came.
It would
We're not
probably-
asking him out, remember?
Well, we're
We
going
didn't
to.
have to- No, see, you said we didn't have to explain it.
Yeah, but
He's throwing the rules on us.
We're flying by the seat of our
That's
pants.
right, that's right.
All right, so because we'll give the answers. Why'd you go with Ozzy?
I mean, it's nothing wrong with Black Sabbath, but I think when I started hearing, getting into the metal side of things, I was probably who I heard more of his stuff first. Ozzy's solo stuff before I actually heard Sabbath stuff. I just didn't have a whole lot of exposure to older metal stuff.
I'm pretty much the same way. I don't know. I like Ozzy stuff better than this. I mean,
Yeah.
Sabbath. You know the big things. You have Iron Man, War Pigs, Paranoid.
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, I mean, and that stuff's good. I always thought "Fairies Wear Boots" was my favorite Sabbath song. But
I could probably go through and pick like an album's worth of stuff.
and then Ozzy
I could
had
pick
his
all
solo
of them, so
stuff.
Never Say Die.
Some of it to me it was just. I just thought it was. I just thought it was better. I liked it.
Yeah.
Well, that's with me. I mean, if you lay down No Rest for the Wicked and Paranoid, I mean, there's no
Oh, yeah.
doubt.
That's a no-brainer for me. Yeah.
But you
Paranoid
know,
all the way.
see, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people that feel different about that. But I'm kind of like you.
This guy over here.
When we was in school,
Yeah.
I mean, even the Lamberts, I mean, they were hardcore Ozzy. You know, and I'm sure they didn't. Jerry picked. I mean, Jerry went with Ozzy, and they are both Jerry and Billy. Ozzy couldn't do no wrong, but
No.
I think they're probably kind of like me and you. Us, that's what they was exposed to first.
Anybody that knew the Lamberts, you can't say the word Ozzy without thinking the Lamberts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I mean, you just can't.
All right, so this one surprised me. I thought it was going to be a sweep one way, and it
Swept the other way.
no. Well, after we balanced it out, it wasn't too. It was pretty
50-50.
even. So, Ride the Lightning or Master Puppets?
Oh, that's
Master.
Brad.
Master of Puppets.
Master Puppets for me. All right, so Ride we had Austin, Andy Stiltner, Robert Ford, Joseph, Shauna, and Tracy Robinson. And then for Master we had Mike Durr, Tony Gamble, John Dyson, Ray Farley, Devin Ross, Derek Tyree, Stephen Utzler, Jerry Lambert, John Page. So I guess when I done this last night, Rye come in strong. So Master must have come in at the tail end. But I will always be a Master Puppets fan. I mean,
I mean, that's a damn good album, but Ride was the first one I heard, so that's kind of why I go that route. And I've mentioned that many times on the show, so even when we had our Metallica thing, we did.
yeah.
Or multiple Metallica things.
Yeah, many Metallica things we've had.
So what was Master to you? I mean, why'd you go with Master?
For Whom the Bell Tolls is one of my favorite songs by them. But then if you think about it, like as an album wise, like you can't go wrong with
The whole thing.
Battery and Master of Puppets.
It's
Yeah,
song for song.
Disposable Heroes is is a song that doesn't get talked about much, but it's one of their best songs in my opinion. Leper Messiah, Sanitarium. Like I said, you can't go wrong. And the sound quality is so much better on the
Yeah.
album. Just they had a bigger budget. You know what I mean?
Well, they
But-
were on.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they've
they
been
were
together
fresh.
longer,
Yeah.
so the songwriting's getting better.
Right.
And
That's one of those albums. It's just a standout album.
yeah,
to
it's,
me.
it's a desert island.
It's
album for me.
that album's better than the Black Album, which of
Oh,
course
oh, yeah.
is what made Metallica.
Yeah.
I mean, without
yeah.
a doubt. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
there'd be a lot of people that
Well,
disagree with that.
There's
but
a lot
it
of
is.
musicians I've heard that is a masterpiece through and through.
Yeah, it's,
Not the Black Album, we're talking Master of Puppets. That album is a masterpiece.
Do you think it's the perfect album, Love, for Metallica?
Yeah, I mean, it truly is, but
Because we did the Metallica countdown. What I said on there was, Battery was one of my top 5 songs, and the reason why it was one of my top 5 songs is that set that album. That song come in and ripped your head off and just set the whole album.
That's right. And then the whole album was
Yeah.
100 miles an hour the whole way through.
And Master Puppets was the song Master of Puppets is, in my eyes, probably one of the best songs lyrically and musically ever wrote, because there are changes and the lyrics on the song is awesome, and it's just, I think when I think Metallica, I think of the song Master of Puppets as being that is Metallica. If I was going to define Metallica, to me,
Masters.
Master of Puppets. All right, so the next one is Overkill or Testament.
It's easy for me.
I guess I would go Testament.
Overkill.
I never got into either one of them. I never got, no, I got into, loved Anthrax, Metallica, Megadeth. I got into some Exodus. I never got into Overkill or Testament, so I can't cast a vote on that one.
All right, so I'm going with Testament myself. But
Well, we knew where you were gonna go with your,
Overkill did get some love string.
As they should.
and Yogi would be on that
Yeah, I was gonna
side.
say Yogels would be in that one.
Austin, Tracy Robinson, Devin Ross said Overkill. But then
So I
everybody
had
else.
three people on my side.
Testament was Jerry Lambert, Shauna,
It's gone now,
Stephen
man.
Eutzler,
You're gonna have-
Derek
you're gonna have to drink it all.
Tyree,
That's all right.
Joseph, Mike Durr, Andy Stiltner, Tony Gamble, John Dyson, Rob Farley, Robert Ford, and John Page, all said Testament. Which it was kind of like in the East Coast, West Coast thing. Which when I told String when I put this together yesterday, I kind of knew, because I've been doing all these shows with him too, and I kind of knew he
You know
was
where that
going to
one-
pick
You know where
what.
that one's going.
All right, so number 5 is Cinderella or Poison.
That's
Cinderella.
Cinderella. He's got
Kind of
legs.
biased on the shirt over here too on
That's
this
a tough
one.
one.
Yeah, but I'm not going there.
He's not going there. I can
Alright.
tell you that. He's not
That's
going
what my wife told me. She's like,
I
where?
would say Poison. I say Poison. And I like Cinderella a lot. But Poison.
Well, evidently, a lot of people like Cinderella.
Well, no, my wife would
That's-
go the Cinderella route all
And
day.
I'm going the Cinderella route, but so did
That green on
Austin,
his Poison ain't gonna come out
Nah,
either.
it's gonna be
Mike
okay.
Durr,
Shit, no.
Tracy
Just like your
Robinson,
Metallica from last time.
Andy Stiltner, Tony Gamble, John Dyson, Rob Farley, Shauna, Jerry Lambert, Derek Tyree, Rob Ford, and John Page said Cinderella. But Poison got some votes.
Okay.
Joseph, Stephen Eutzler, which that surprised me. I
I
thought,
would have, yeah, I would have
I
put him the other
thought,
direction.
he'd be a Tom Kiefer fan, but
Hey,
that's what music's all
that
about.
is. It's no, there's like no right or wrong answers here.
And Devin Ross and Heather picked Poison. So, y'all want to ready for number 6?
Let's do it. Keep them rolling.
Now, I thought this was going to be clean sweep, and it wasn't. Kirk Cobain or Dave Grohl?
I have to settle on that one, but I mean, talent-wise, it'd have to be Grohl.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
Girl.
I'm going with Grohl.
The screamer. Because he can't sing a song without.
Now, Kirk Cobain got two votes. Stephen Eutzler and Austin picked Kirk Cobain. Devin Ross said neither. She didn't want neither, so. But Dave Grohl got votes from Ray,
Everybody else.
Farley, Jerry Lambert, Shauna, Derek Tyree, John Page, Joseph, Mike Durr, Tracy Robinson, Andy Stiltner, Tony Gamble, John Dyson, Robert Ford, and Heather. Went with Dave Grohl. And that's who I'm going with. I don't know if I said.
I think he did.
It's
Yeah, you and Grohl.
talent-wise, and when you look at it this late time, I think
Well, I
it's
mean,
just.
You look where Grohl has progressed since then, and you know, and the amount of music I mean, if Kirk was still here, I'm sure he would still be putting stuff out there too. So you know, you can't. His short period of time that he had, I mean, there was some good stuff, and I'm assuming he wrote majority of the lyrics to
What he done.
Nirvana stuff, but I mean, it definitely changed.
Yeah.
It put it,
He started a movement.
yes.
Yeah, agree or
He started a
disagree.
movement.
Yeah, he had a major. I mean, he will always be a major part of music.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
like y'all said, a major movement. He was. I mean, I remember Love telling me this song's going to change music as it is. Talk about Smells Like Teen Spirit. I said there is no way one song is going to change the music the way it was. And
Yeah.
it did.
Well, it was just because it was so simple, you know, just that ding, 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 you know, it was just a simple riff. It was raw. It was something that wasn't that polished guitar, glammy hair music.
Well, I think it was,
you know,
and it's like they said, it run its course. Hair metal had run its course.
And you know, you need something in that mix every decade or two, like Grace Slick said, you know, that just punches you in the nose and changes what
And you
what
look
you
where-
think of where things are.
And you look where things are now, after that rinse cycle happened, you know, it kind of flushed everything around a little bit. Now everything's settling back out, and you see, you got the metal world kind of coming back strong.
And it's just everything takes a cycle in time, so.
Yeah, and it's like,
Maybe not, well, there's a whole other hair metal scene too. I don't
yeah,
know that
it's just
near
not
as
in the
strong.
States.
Yeah, it's not near as strong here in
And
the
it's
States.
not
but they're-
MTV.
Well, but I mean, you got a lot of younger kids too that's revamping, you know, not just hair metal. You got thrash metal bands, you got, you know, this kind of band and that kind of band. It's just not one style of music. I mean, there's a whole wave of kids
Yeah, and the
coming
music
back out.
industry has changed so much over the last decades.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
And I
just
think that's
the
one
way
reason
of
why-
getting music.
Well, and that's one reason why there's a lot of bands just doing stuff on their own. They're just like, screw you, we don't need a big label. We can do it on our own.
Or a
And they're
TV
succeeding.
commercial. I mean,
Yeah.
you get a song on a TV commercial nowadays, that can make your whole career.
Well, and it's like what he was saying. I mean, when we go to M3, talk, you know, to Austin and James or Joseph. That's yeah, the youth going wild. But you know, they look at Motley Crue like we looked at Zeppelin in high school. I mean, they're like, you know, these guys that we were there when, like Guns N' Roses, when all that shit was coming on the scene. They're like, they're experiencing it. It's new to them. When we remember when it was new in
To us.
'87 or whatever. So that's kind of cool too. I mean, it's like the whole cycle.
Rock and
spinning
roll
around.
will prevail.
All right, so number 7, Judas Priest or Iron Maiden?
It's easy for
I'm
me.
taking Maiden, y'all with Priest.
Priest.
Maiden.
I'm going with Priest. So, and that was pretty even. I mean, we had.
I get that one probably being
And hop
the one.
stalling on the number one of which one it's gonna
Yeah, I'm
be,
sorry,
so.
people. I'm really letting everybody down on the Facebook group, but
We all know it's gonna be Maiden, so.
If I,
I don't know.
I
Priest,
feel like Priest don't get enough love.
no. But I mean,
They get-
worldwide, I mean, people were commenting, like somebody said something about they like their music prog, and when they think prog metal, they think, you know, Iron Maiden's right up there at the top.
No,
Oh yeah,
no.
they're more prog than Priest.
I wouldn't put either one of them in a prog band.
Well, Maiden's.
I look at like Yes, Rush, like those types of bands as prog.
Well, that's just what
not- I
was
just
brought
look at
into me.
Maiden as Priest as the beginning of the
We
British
just told him we
movement.
wasn't bringing no violence.
Yeah, I'm
to the
sorry.
table.
All right.
He's Klein's ice cream. Man.
I need some ice cream to settle me down.
But anyway, all right. So the people.
Move on to number 8.
Well, we gotta get the votes.
Yeah.
The votes for Priest
That's where
were
the knives come
Hey,
out.
we're only on 18, so we're good.
Tracy Robinson, Andy
Make sure the knives
Stiltner,
stay put away.
Tony Gamble, Jerry Lambert, Stephen Usler, and Heather picked Priest.
Now, when you're saying Heather, are you saying Mama?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Iron Maiden, we got John Page, Austin, Joseph, Mike Durr, John Dyson, Ray Farley, Shauna, Derek Tyree, Rob Ford, and Devin Ross. So that was pretty close there. I think Maiden got a couple more votes, but it actually come out a lot closer than I thought it was, because
And that's going to be one of those bands
Yeah.
that,
It's
one of
about
those
50.
choices. It's going to be a
closer to
50-50.
50-50,
I mean, were you always Maiden?
No,
You
I
listen
like
to
Priest.
Priest?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a big Priest fan. I was trying to figure out how to see him this summer. But,
Oh, yeah, go see them.
yeah, Maiden, I don't know. My brother really got me into both of them because he liked them both. I don't know, it's just Maiden's Maiden. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I
Well,
feel
it's
that.
the same way both.
They're
of
just
them.
iron. I saw them few years ago, Iron Man. I always wanted to see him as a bucket list band. I finally got to see
phenomenal
him.
live.
Oh yeah, they were excellent show, and
So is Priest.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
I'm
what,
sure.
Priest is right up there.
I mean,
because-
and we just saw him, what,
Yeah.
2 years ago?
Firepower tour.
3 years, whatever it
Yeah.
was.
I think Priest is a little bit of a grittier music.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
They're
more
just
that's my
they're just a little more grittier.
And I
When you
don't-
think Maiden, that bass is always so heavy in Maiden, and it's just something about Maiden.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If I had to go with the two, I'd throw in Maiden before Priest. But I'd definitely throw in Priest and listen to it.
Yeah, and I knew he wasn't going Priest. He's not even a little bit into Priest.
Very, very, I mean, maybe another thing coming, or,
Older stuff.
yeah, I've never really been, I don't really care much.
Hellbent for Leather.
Yeah, I can take Hellbent for Leather. That one's all right.
Breaking
Now,
the law.
Beeps and Butt.
Live after midnight. I mean, there's tons of great Priest
Yeah,
songs.
there is.
And there's tons of great Maiden
I
songs.
mean, it's just like, but it's the one that everybody talks about,
Yeah.
Priest or Maiden. All right, so number 8. I'm pretty sure, I'm gonna call Mike, we'll say he's
Who you
gonna
gonna
pick
call him?
Zach. Love's gonna pick Rhodes.
Well, yeah.
Zach
yeah,
Wild,
that's
Randy
special.
Rhodes.
Yeah, Randy.
Zach.
Zach.
Zach. But when I done this, Zach, I mean, he took off out of the gate. I mean, Randy wasn't even nowhere in sight. But then at the end, it's kind of like the tortoise and the rabbit. Randy just here
Very
he comes.
slowly come.
So it was pretty much split down the middle. Now me with Zach it's kind of like I was talking about earlier. When I think high school and my first exposure to Ozzy, which was actually Jakey Lee. There goes Jakey. Never gets
Never
Jakey
gets
Lee
the love.
never gets any love on
Never
our
gets the
show.
love.
Love Jakey
Other
Lee's
than
stuff.
us giving him love.
Yeah, but even here we didn't. I mean, we just
But
split it
then, I
down.
mean, you could only
Yeah.
pick 2 of them, so I mean,
Yeah,
damn,
this or
Ozzy's
that.
always
It's
had
not this or
guitars,
that
so.
or this other guy over here.
But I mean, No Rest for Wicked's probably my favorite Ozzy solo album,
Yeah.
and that's Zach's album. I mean, it's just, and Love knows that we're big Zach fans.
Yeah.
But
And
that-
like you were saying there a while ago with Cobain, I mean, we never got to see where Randy could go in his.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah, and you know, and then if he'd have still been around, you know, now, I mean, God knows, like, how things would have, like, that would have changed the music world.
yeah. No, I mean,
Have,
and that's the thing. I mean, there's
A lot.
no right or wrong. I mean, I love Randy's stuff. I mean, there's nothing wrong with Randy Rhodes' guitar work or nothing. It's just, it'll always be Zach. I mean, that's just.
I agree with you. You don't know where Randy would have went. But like when I saw Zach the other year with Ozzy, he was one of the best guitar players I'd ever seen live. That's probably the best guitar solo I've ever seen out of all the concerts I went to. He was phenomenal live. And I like Black Label. You know what I mean?
Which that'll be coming up later on tonight.
Yeah, Black Label's
Spoiler
good.
alert!
Black Label's good.
Depending
And,
on which one goes out video wise.
but
they've already happened.
but yeah, I mean,
I mean,
you can't go wrong with Zach Wild.
and when we got to meet him, old String even hauling him around in Elena's car. But that was, I mean, just when you met him, he's for real.
Just a good old boy.
Yeah, he never forgets where he come from. I mean, he talks about Ozzy being like Ozzy and Sharon are like mom and dad. If they need the dogs to be fed, they call Zach Wild and go and feed the dogs. And he said, if Mom and Pop need the dogs fed, I'm on it. But yeah, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and read these off here. And this is pretty much, this is the one I was talking about. Austin said it was too hard. It was too tough a call. He wasn't even gonna even
Answer on it.
yeah, which was probably the best way to answer it. But Zach Wild also got Joseph, Tracy Robinson, Andy Stiltner, Shauna, Derek Tyree, and Heather. All picked Zach, which I figured Heather would pick Zach. We were pretty much on the same page except for a couple of them. Then Randy Rhodes, which actually he did get more votes. Stephen Eutzler, Devin Ross, John Page, Mike Durr, Tony Gamble, John Dyson, Ray Farley, Jerry Lambert, and Robert Ford with Randy Rhodes. All right, number 9.
There we go. Number 9. Number 9.
So we got Appetite for Destruction, I think it's the best debut album ever come out, period. So y'all know where my vote's at. It's our Skid Row, self-titled.
I'm going Appetite.
I'm probably gonna go Appetite.
Appetite.
That's a hard one,
And
but it's strong albums.
we had Almost a Sweep. That was another one, Almost Sweep, and then
Was it
Skid
Devin?
Row.
Did Devin throw
No,
it out?
Tony Gamble
Oh.
picked Skid Row, self-titled. I was surprised, but like I said, you know, music, people hear it in different ways.
Exactly, and that's the beauty of music.
But of course, Appetite, I mean, Austin Joseph, Michael Durr, Tracy Robinson, Andy Stilter, John Dyson, Rob Farley, Jerry Lambert, Heather, Shauna, Stephen, Derek Tyree, Robert Ford, and Devin Ross. And John, did I mention John Page?
I don't know if you did, but
I all said Appetite. Appetite, I mean, damn, that's hard to beat, man.
For one of the best albums, especially during that era, and for it to be a debut, like your debut album, you know, that's what sets it aside, in my opinion. And Skid Row was a good album, but like, we were last night at a restaurant eating, and they played Sweet Child of Mine. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, there's songs on there that are,
All these years later.
I mean,
Classic
all
radio
these
played,
years, all these
classic.
years later. I mean, even when you take like, God, don't kill me when I say this, but even when you take something like "Slippery When Wet," you know, which was a
But
a huge album at
it's
that
not-
time. Think
it
about
was an
it.
iconic
That
album.
was the third album that they did.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but so for that to be your first album, and
How
then
strong that album
and
was,
yeah, that how look at it.
But it set the bar so high for everybody and themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, it did, for what that album done for that time era, and you know, there's even some people that'll think Appetite might even kill hair metal because nobody could top that. I mean, that album when it come out was
Dirty
such,
and gritty and raw
Yeah.
and in your face.
but you also had Sweet Child of Mine, which reached out to a lot of people that never even gave Guns N' Roses a chance.
Yeah.
So, all right, here's the last one, number
The
10.
last one, survey says,
Eddie Van Halen or Randy Rhoads.
I'm gonna still stick. Phew. I'm still sticking with. I'll stay with my guns,
I had to
man.
think about it for like
I'm
a split
staying with
second.
Randy, man.
All right, now, before y'all even answer this, Stefan Utzler, and he plays guitar. He said, I'm so torn. He said, Randy is the reason I play guitar, but he said Eddie Van Halen was such an innovator. He said it's so hard to pick.
Yeah, we've talked about that so much with Eddie. I mean, with Eruption,
Oh,
and
yeah. I mean, for me,
I like Ozzy and Randy better than I do David and Eddie. I mean, I like,
So you're going because you like Ozzy better than Van Halen.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna go Eddie.
Eddie.
Yeah, I would go Eddie too.
So it wasn't a sweep, and we didn't have any sweeps, did we?
No, we thought Axel was going. Well, even the votes. I mean, Eddie got more votes, but he didn't get, a whole lot.
I mean, well,
I mean,
it was
he got-
somewhat even. I mean,
Well, it's 14. No, that can't be right. 10 and 6. So that's not. I mean,
it's a little more, but
and just so y'all know, number 10. I was drinking some beverages when I got that, and I'm like, Randy Rhoads made the countdown twice.
I noticed that.
And I'm like, that wasn't even supposed to be like that, but it
we
just.
had guitars versus guitars.
It is. When I put Eddie Van Halen, that is, I mean, when you put Eddie Van Halen out there, you have to put somebody great
Yeah.
to compete with him. And Randy Rhoads was the first thing that come to as far as being great. So Eddie Van Halen got a vote from Austin, Joseph, Mike Durr, Tracy Robinson, Devin Ross, Tony Gamble, John Dyson, Derek Tyree, Rob Ford, and John Page. And Randy Rhoads got Andy Stiltner, Ray Farley, which she said he's a huge Randy Rhoads fan, and Jerry Lambert, Shauna, Stephen Utzler, and Heather.
Which is
there you go.
kind of wild with Mama for voting.
Oh, she's like anti-Van Halen.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-Van Halen.
She likes it when you wear those shoes then, right?
Yeah.
I know it probably killed her. Had to buy me them shoes for Christmas.
Just wait till you get that outfit.
Oh no, yeah, that we're gonna have that outfit. So, should we call this survey says?
Yeah.
Just-
This or
just
that.
this, stick
Yeah,
with
this or that, this or
Yeah,
that.
I think this or that.
So, I mean,
Stick with that.
I guess
Yeah.
comment section, is this something that we should continue doing?
Silver tongue W.
So we can do more, I mean, I only did 15,
I was gonna say something rude, but
average of 15 people, so.
I like this. I would like to do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Would you come down for
Oh, yeah,
another
that's
one?
cool.
And I figure, it was kind of cool getting everybody involved, because you always like to see what everybody else is thinking. I mean, it was a rough, didn't really know how we was gonna do this.
Mm-hmm.
We still don't know how we're gonna do this, but it was kind of like, we wanted to
It's too bad.
incorporate y'all.
Yeah.
And
So maybe the next one, we'll do a little pre-prepping ahead of time.
Yeah.
And we can maybe throw something out there on the,
so they might have to sign up for the Facebook group.
well, no, we can do it through YouTube and maybe get a whole different crowd of people.
Well, that's true.
And we could just throw some answers.
Or do a
questions,
live.
This or that. Oh, yeah, that might be kind
Yeah.
of cool, something to
Or
do.
live.
If y'all
I
would like
guess-
to do a live thing, we could set it up and maybe do a
Maybe do it in
live
the
one
comment
night.
section.
We've been talking about trying to do something live. Maybe this would be a cool.
This would
thing.
probably
Yeah,
be.
this would be a good way to
cool way
introduce
to do it. But I guess just shoot us some comments on what you thought of this, and hopefully we didn't bore nobody, but actually,
And we're close. I mean, we kept it at 30-ish, so.
well, you look at what all we did, I mean.
Right, yeah.
But thanks for everybody that did participate, because that was
Greatly
cool.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you didn't get questions, don't feel bad, because I only sent to so many people, and I even had one even come down here and do it in person. He didn't even send me a text, so. Or I guess if anybody out there wants to do it in person, we're down here. in
Broadway
Steve-
co-working, Broadway, Virginia.
Yeah, even if you're over
Mean
to
streets of Broadway.
even if you're over to Netherlands, just come on over.
Come on down.
All right, y'all know what
Price
this
is right.
He's getting the clicker.
Y'all know what time
All right.
this is? Is it chili dog?
Fats chili dogs. Chili dogs.
So let's warm this sucker up. All right, y'all stay safe, stay strong.
Chili dogs. Like and subscribe and learn how to love.
Have a good one.
No hate, Nate.
No, hey. Thanks, Frank. Peace, y'all.
Later, y'all.
See ya.